USC, man, USC, welcome to the fraudulent list. Welcome to the fraudulent list. You guys are frauds. I cannot believe that you lost to a team that had zero passing game. And this is not like last year when everyone, including myself, kept saying, well, you know what, Michigan, they just sit, the way that they're winning games, I mean, you got to have some sort of passing game. J.J. McCarthy can throw the football. J.J. McCarthy was an efficient passer that was accurate, can make first to second to third level throws. Had a strong arm, was mobile. But again, in crucial situations, in crucial moments, whenever you needed him to make a play through the air, he could make those plays. Orji literally can't. He can't throw the ball. He can't read defenses. He can't read certain coverages. He can't process. He's not accurate. He is literally college football 25. He is an athlete. He is an athlete. I won't even call him a scrambler. He is a literal athlete with low tier development. And you lost to that team that had zero passing game, that lost their best receiver tight end in Loveland, that had zero playmakers on the outside, and they kicked your ass on the line of scrimmage. And I don't want to hear this shit about Michigan has a great offensive line. I don't want to hear this shit about Michigan has a great defense. We knew. We knew that Michigan had a great defense. They're nowhere near as good as they were last year, but they have a great defense. I don't want to hear shit about that offensive line because that offensive line is not that damn good. It is not. And you got your ass kicked on the line of scrimmage. And now listen, I gave you credit for week one. But the way that LSU is looking right now, offensively, especially in that offensive line, I don't know. That offensive line for LSU may just be overrated. And that's just me, once again, falling for the hype about these college football commentators like Joe Klatt and fucking, who else? RJ Young. The rest of these commentators that's going to come up here and say, and is going to sit and say, well, this team is good because they did this. And I hate preseason ball, right? Shout out to Josh Pate. But Josh Pate made some pretty dumb, he made some predictions that I even fell for the hype. Some pretty dumbass takes. This is why I hate preseason of college football. This is why, in a way, I hate the first 3 to 4 weeks of college football. Because then all of a sudden when the season starts, you got all these Power 4 schools beating up on these shitty-ass FCS, low Division I schools, non-Power 4 schools. And then when you do have some opponents like USC went up against LSU, the very rare few games where two well-known Power 4 schools go against each other, you get a good game and a great product like we got week one, all of a sudden we're hyping up USC. And I did it. And I got to stop doing that shit. Right? Georgia struggled against Kentucky. We all know Georgia's not going to look like that for the entirety of the season. Alabama struggled against South Florida. We all know Alabama's not going to be like that for the entirety of the season, but we fall for it every time. Tennessee's is going to blow out everybody. Ole Miss is going to blow out everybody. Yet, then all of us, we got to stop with this. I have to stop with this because this is ridiculous. USC are frauds. That defense got fucking punched in the mouth for 4 freaking quarters. 4 quarters they got punched in the mouth, and they still probably should have won the game. Because on the last drive, all you needed to do was stop the run. All you needed to do was stop the run. No threat of the passing game. You could have played Engage 8 like they do in college football 25. You could have played that fucking style of defense, and you would have won the football game. But instead, how do you let a 61-yard run happen? What the fuck? Now, let's give credit where credit is due to Michigan because they absolutely deserve to win this football game. They played one style and one style only, and they punched them in the fucking teeth. So shout out to Michigan because everyone doubted them, including me. Now, I still think you guys are frauds, right? And the only reason why I say that is because you guys were one of the 3 teams that were favored to go to the playoffs. Maybe not to the national championship, but to the playoffs. And I was one of those believers. I'm like, you know what? I think Alex Orji can get the job done. And when he wasn't in the start, I'm like, you know what? Okay, you know what? They're going back to, 2015, 2016 style of football. Don't have a mobile quarterback, but someone who can get the job done, throw the ball 15, 16 times per game, control the clock, focus on the ground game, and, they'll win that way. That's fine. Because I did think the Big Ten was down this year. And yet I saw Davis Warren. It is a mess at the quarterback position. They have no quarterback. I have no idea how they're going to win the amount of games that they're going to win, but hey, today, give credit where credit is due for Michigan. They found a way to control the clock. They found a way to dominate USC on the line of scrimmage. They found a way on defense to make plays, to force turnovers. Even though Kenneth Grant, your fat ass, should never pick up a football ever again. Never touch a football. Never touch it. Because I don't know how in the hell you got stripped. That's crazy to me. And then USC scored on that damn drive. But Will Johnson getting a pick six, that was huge. Michigan found a way by just playing Michigan ball. And USC couldn't handle the pressure. They couldn't handle it. Right? LSU looked like shit. So we gave credit where credit is due to USC, including their defense, to Lynn and the rest of those guys down there. Well, guess what? When they went up against a team that primarily ran the ball, that focused on physicality, they got punched in the mouth. But hell, even in the LSU game, we should have saw that coming, because guess what LSU's run game was doing? They were pretty successful against USC's defense. Now, could USC be a good team that could, USC could they still make the playoffs? Technically, yes, they can still. They can still fix it. But watching that performance and watching the way Michigan won that football game, and then kind of going back and looking at that LSU game a little bit, I think USC, they're improved on defense, but I don't think that's saying that much. I don't think it's saying much at all. Because all of a sudden, when we're going to get to the heart of your Big Ten schedule, those teams may not look great, but some of those teams could be threatening to you. Right? I think USC can win 9 games. I still think USC can win 9 games, which is a big improvement compared to last year. But all of a sudden now, and I got to stop falling for the hype as well, because you got the Joe Klatts and all this Colin Coward bullshit. All these teams all of a sudden were hyping up USC. Well, their defense is one of the best defenses in the country. Yeah, they do. They certainly got one of the best defenses in the country. Certainly they fucking do. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, USC, yeah, I mean, for the hype that they were getting, you got to put them on the fraudulent list. This is why I hate the first 3 to 4 weeks of college football. If Tennessee get their ass kicked today by Oklahoma, we're going to be like, well, how does this happen to Tennessee? Well, Tennessee blew out NC State, and they were shutting teams out. Yeah, look at their schedule and look at the combined record. I hate the first 3 to 4 weeks of college football because we know nothing about these teams because they play shitty-ass FCS schools. But when all of a sudden we get to the heart of their schedule, we get the conference play, oh yeah, the story is different. And for USC, your first Big Ten game, and you lost to a team that had 0 passing game. Shameful. Shameful indeed. But, yeah, we'll see what USC can do. Michigan, got to give you guys a lot of credit. I'm still right about you guys, but still, Michigan, I got to give you guys a lot of credit. And, yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Tennessee, Oklahoma, I'll be watching that game. We will truly see what happens. I think Oklahoma can win that game, but we'll see. But Michigan, they did the thing. USC,